Hey guys, Matt Gunn here, rcgroups.com. Thanks for tuning into this video review. And sitting in front of the camera here is an all-new monster truck from ARRMA called the Nero 6S BLX. Now this is a four-wheel drive 1/8 scale monster truck that uses what's called diff brain technology to switch between different types of locking and unlocking of your three differentials, and with it comes different handling characteristics. So what we're going to do is we're going to rip into this box and take a look at it, but first I want to show you about the four different diff brain modes and what each one does. Alright, like I said, the Nero 6S BLX uses diff brain technology, and it switches between four different modes of locking and unlocking the differential. So as you can see here, there's a switch right on the transmitter for you to change it. And you can switch between blast, which is all three differentials are unlocked, and that's going to give you the best control at fast speeds. Now in climb mode, you're going to have all three differentials fully locked, all four wheels are engaged, and it's going to give you the best climbing performance and performance through deep mud. Anywhere where you need to power through and use the best traction that you can get, climb mode is going to work for you. Now wheelie mode locks only the center differential and keeps the front and rear differentials unlocked, and that's going to allow you to ride a pretty darn good wheelie without straying too far left or right. And then in drift mode, the center diff and the rear diff are locked, and the front diff is unlocked to help power around the curves and prevent spinning out. So it comes with a 2.4 gigahertz Tactic TTX 300 transmitter, and you do need to purchase batteries, so we're going to go ahead and open this box up, and I'm going to show you everything that comes in the ARRMA Nero 6S BLX. Alright, the Nero's out of the box, came out pretty easily, protected well with some plastic, lots of cardboard in there to keep it safe and sound. And on first impression, man, this thing is huge. I have been around 1/8 scale vehicles for a while now, and this is one of the bigger ones out there. Now it comes standard with D-Boot Sand Scorpion MT tires on it. It has pre-painted body here, Lexan body, so it's not any work to do to get it going. And then, like I said, you get this Tactic TTX 300 transmitter that has your diff brain switch on the front here, a couple switches down here, your standard trims, nice foam ring on the wheel here. It feels good. Transmitter feels nice. It's pretty lightweight, does not come with batteries, so you've got to supply your own batteries with this one. And overall, pretty good looking unit. In the bag over here we have all sorts of little goodies. We have our battery bottom tray. We have a little card here that tells you what pinion to use. For maximum off-road, use the 15 tooth, and for smooth surfaces, a 17 tooth. And it gives you a little bit of information about the diff brain. And same thing on the back in different languages. So nice little piece there. Got some diff brain stickers to go along with it. You can sticker up everything. You've got shock spacers, and you can change the dampening of the internal damping of the shocks, as well as the shock preload. And it looks like you've got some different servo arms in here as well for different make servos. If I can see this correctly, yep, 24 spline, 23. So, you know, different brands of servos use different splines. So you've got this here for tuning. Your standard wheel wrench here, and general wrench with some Allen wrenches that go in there. So you got enough stuff here to work on the Nero if you need to. Here is your extra 17 tooth speed pinion, and you also get some XT90 adapters. So you don't want to use XT60. Obviously this thing's pulling some serious amps, so you do want to use some high amp connectors. And they give you some XT90 so you can do that to your pair of 3S batteries that you are going to use. And we got a couple of screws here. I think this is for bolting down the battery cover, and your instruction manual in multi-languages. So pretty complete setup. Let's go ahead and remove the body, and I'll pull the pins off here. Now I do like the fact that it has the pin retaining rubber pieces on here so you don't lose your body pins when you pull it apart. Alright, off with the body, and wow, look at that. That is one cool looking chassis. It looks to be a molded plastic outer chassis. I'm sure it's got some, yep, you have a metal sub-chassis under here. It's red anodized aluminum, and then you have your injection molded plastic outer chassis. Got your XT90 adapters here, so you can run a 3S pack on each side. And man, look at these big bore shocks. They use cantilevers so they can mount them flat in here. Keeps the center of gravity down. Works well. I see no problem using the cantilever style. Huge anodized red big bore shocks with dust covers. Man, this thing is great looking. Uses it on the rear and the front up here. Let's go ahead and check that out closer. All right, have a look at those shocks in there. These things are huge. Red anodized, you can adjust the preload on them right there. Now on the bottom we have this nice warning that says premium batteries equal ultimate performance. And basically it says don't use less than 35C batteries or you're going to blow them up. And that's I can believe it, man. Look at the size of this beast. You probably need some 45Cs to be safe. 45 to 55C batteries. Something high discharge is what you need. So they're giving you a fair warning here. So don't put your cheap packs in this thing lest you want to have a fire. Okay, so I was wrong about this piece here. It's not the battery cover. Obviously the battery covers are on each side. This is an off-road skid to replace this one. Now it's going to give you a little bit less cooling at speed, but it's not going to become a scoop and pull all sorts of mud and dirt inside. So if you're doing a lot of off-roading, you can replace, let's see, that's how it goes right here. You can replace this skid plate with this one right here, and it will keep all the dirt from packing in there. Because that's the first thing that's going to happen. Look how these are much lower than the chassis. So the second that you bottom out, these are just going to fill with dirt. And you don't want that. So you can use this one right here instead. Now let's go ahead and look at the battery compartments. By pushing this button here, you can open up your compartment, and this is where you're going to put your batteries. Comes with this piece of foam on each side for either adjusting the location of the batteries or just adding some protection in there to keep them from sliding around. Now it clips down like so, does it on the other side too, so you can put your batteries in quickly and easily. Looks to be a pretty stout system. I see no problems with it. Let's go ahead and move on to the rest of the truck. Alright, buried inside of this chassis is the brushless in-runner motor. That is an ARRMA BLX 2000 kV 4-pole brushless motor. Huge power. Has a built-in heat sink all the way around it to help keep it cool, and you're going to need it when you're turning all these tires on 6S. On the other side here, we have the ARRMA BLX 200 waterproof ESC, and that has a heat sink built into the top of it. You also have your on-off switch here and your button for programming. Alright, it's kind of hard to see from this angle, but that is an ADS 15M 15 kilogram servo. It has metal gears and it's waterproof, so it's going to provide ample power to turn these big old meats up front. Now the bottom chassis plate removes with 2 bolts, so it comes out real quickly. And had some Loctite on there. That's good. You always want to use Loctite on metal to metal, and that's going to prevent bolts from backing out. So let's go ahead and get a look at what we were talking about earlier. There we go. You can see that. There's our ARRMA BLX motor here, 2000 kV. There's our steering servo. We have our transmission, and then the two short shafts here, this rear one going to the rear diff, and the front aluminum one obviously going to the front diff. So you can see you have your aluminum plate sandwiched between these cross braces. I can only say this thing is extremely stout, and you probably would never break a component of this chassis. It is pure beef if you look at it. So sandwiched in here is the diff brain technology that allows you to switch on the fly, and what it basically does is in each differential is a very small servo, and when that servo turns, it locks and unlocks it. So pretty simple technology, however it's very unique in having a locking and an unlocking mechanism for this thing. The suspension utilizes a pair of A-arms on top and bottom on each side, and captured ball joints here with aluminum drive shaft and steel CVDs right there. So it's a very stout setup, and like I said, you need it when you're running 22 volts on these huge tires. So I don't see there being any problem with this setup. You've got 4 of these, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then there are, if you can probably cannot see it from here, but there's another 2, 5, and 6 of these aluminum shafts inside. And I got the front wheel off so I can show you the front hubs here. It's an injection molded hub. Again, it uses the aluminum drive shaft with the metal CVD, and that attaches to the anodized aluminum hex here. So nice big hubs. They look like they can probably take a beating, and we're going to find out when we run this thing. So do you remember when I showed you this piece of paper here that says use premium batteries higher than 35C? Well, Duratrax has your answer in the Onyx 5400. That's a 5400 milliamp 50C pack at 3S, and a pair of them are used in series for a total of 6S 5400. So that'll give you some decent driving time, and at 50C you can rest assured that the battery temps should stay pretty low, at least a lot better than using a lower C battery. Now these come pre-wired with XT90s, so those extras that we got, we won't even have to be soldering. Alright, I've changed my microphone to a directional mic so you can hear what the differential sounds like when they change. I put 4 AA batteries in the transmitter here. We'll turn it on the back, and then we will turn on the Nero right here. You'll hear the fans fire up on the ESC here. There we go. So to change differentials right now, it is all differentials unlocked, and all you need to do is turn this dial right here. You'll hear the noise as we cycle through the different modes of lock and unlock. Here we go. Now that's all differentials locked. That's your rock crawling mode. This is your drift mode, that is rear and center diff locked. Here is your wheelie mode, that is center diff locked only. And then you have all diffs unlocked. Default mode, this is your speed mode or best handling mode. So there you go, cycles through. Boy, that fan's loud, isn't it? Alright everyone, I want to thank you for watching this quick unboxing review. I went over some of the main aspects of the Nero 6S BLX. I'm very excited actually to try out all the different diff brain modes, and we'll see how well this beast performs. It's a huge monster truck, 6S power, 22.2 volts. It's going to fly. They say it goes 60 plus miles an hour. We'll GPS it just to make sure, but I know it's going to do it. So again, thanks for watching. I'm going to go charge some batteries and go and test the Nero 6S BLX from Arrma. And stay tuned for our next review where I'll show you everything about it in the dirt and on the street.